Hello, one and all. I am Wraith, and I'm here to talk about the stolen switches that happened just a few days ago in Colorado. Now, this is the first time I'm hearing about this, and does anybody know how much work it takes to actually pull something like this off? I mean, not that I would know, because I've never done anything like that, but if you've seen Fast and Furious 1, you know when they're driving and try to steal those DVDs. Looking back, that's kind of funny, but yeah, Switch 2s obviously they're a hot commodity now. They're sold out everywhere. So if you see something like this where people actually took the time out to create a heist to pull it off, they did their homework. So let's dive into this first. So here we see nearly 3,000 Nintendo Switch consoles stolen from a semi truck. A semi truck driver discovered the theft during a pre trip inspection at a Bennett truck stop. So this happened in Bennett, Colorado. A photo showing the contents of a semi truck trailer, thousands of Nintendo Switches were stolen. So it seems to me not all of them, or maybe just that part that had the Nintendo Switches, and Switch 2s were gone. But I think this is pretty much an inside job because when something like this happens, the drivers know the manifests. They know what they're carrying, especially those who are sending it out in the shipments. So I do have experience with shipping things out like that. Nothing like electronics, but there is a list. There is who's coming to pick up, who's going to drop it off, when, and when's the estimated time to drop off, how long it'll take, many different factors that play into these items being delivered. So, a high dollar heist was discovered earlier this month involving the theft of thousands of Nintendo Switch 2 gaming consoles worth about $500 apiece. Pretty much. So, this is most likely the Mario Kart World Bundle, which is what I got. The theft was reported around 8 a.m. June 8th at the Love's truck stop at 1191 South First Street in Bennett, according to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. Sorry, I'm not from Colorado. A semi truck driver reported that during a pre trip inspection, he discovered that his trailer had been broken into and several pallets of newly released Nintendo Switch 2 consoles were missing. In all, 2,810 consoles were stolen. Each one is worth $499, bringing the total loss of the stolen goods to more than 1.4 million. The driver told deputies he was en route to a GameStop store in Grapevine, Texas. Oh, wow, Grapevine, Texas. That sucks because I've actually been to Grapevine, Texas, and that's actually a really nice place. A really good area. It's not a bad area at all. And I feel sorry for those who pre-ordered or anyone who's expecting a Switch 2s because you have to think about not just yourself, but it could be someone's birthday, it could be a gift, but well, that's awful to hear. He told deputies he did not know what was in the trailer, only that it was games or toys. Kind of have to know, but again, that's my experience. Maybe things have changed in the last 20 years since I've done something like that. Investigators aren't sure whether the heist occurred in the town of Bennett or in another city where the truck driver stopped. If caught, the suspects could face charges of felony theft valued at 1 million or more, as well as criminal mischief. Of course, if you have any information about this crime, please call our investigations tip line at 720-874-8477. You can remain anonymous. Is there a reward? Do I get a Switch 2 if I hand them in? I'm kidding. Obviously, this is bad. I mean, Nintendo, I don't know if they have insurance. They might have insurance for something like this. But again, it's about the consumers. I feel bad for the person or like even the children that were thinking about getting one, and hopefully they'll be getting one anytime soon. But that's not happening. So these things are very in demand. They're very scarce. So it's not like you get in a shipment tomorrow. I don't know. It's up to Nintendo to handle that mess. But as I said before, it's definitely an inside job. You don't just look at a pallet of Nintendo Switch 2s and goes, "Oh, this is going to Grapevine, Texas, huh?" So either they did something like what Vin Diesel did in Fast One, where they were in cars, and maybe they did something where driver didn't know it was stolen, or maybe the driver knew beforehand because they knew exactly what they were taking, right? So this was the picture they took right here. I don't know if those were other Switch twos, but let's just say for the sake of argument that it wasn't Switch two. Like those weren't Switch twos, or the ones you see in the pallets in the picture. So that's definitely someone on the inside that has knowledge of what's being carried inside those trucks. So why not steal everything, right? Because if you steal everything, it makes it less likely that's an inside job. Just hey, we just someone just stole stuff, but they specifically took the Switch twos. If that's the case, if the other items on that truck were just something else, then yeah, absolutely, it was an inside job. My guess is probably the distributor, someone in distribution, maybe the truck driver, because the truck driver is the one that's capable of unlocking and so forth. So I'm not a truck driver, but maybe they have a GPS where it maybe detects when you stop, how often you stop, where you stop, obviously. So, or maybe they do something again like Fast One, where the truck driver informs the thieves that hey, I'm driving around this highway. I'm going to be here at this time, so be ready. And maybe they do something where they get another truck or van and they drive kind of backwards, and the semi truck drives really slow, and then someone goes into the. I'm explaining this real. I'm being very intricate with this, right? Maybe I should do. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do. I would never do anything like that. But it really sucks for the consumers. I was fortunate enough to get a Switch 2 on day one, but I had to wait in line. I definitely did not steal it or anything like that. I earned my place. I earned my Switch 2. Put it that way. Now, what's going to happen next? Like, there's nothing they can do. I guess Nintendo has to speak to the local authorities and speak to the investigators and see what they come up with, what they can surmise. Again, definitely, I believe someone on the inside. Why else? Why just steal Switch 2s? If someone were to break in your home and steal your just a PlayStation 5 or Switch 2, they know what they're doing. They know what you have. If it's other things, if the TV was gone and jewelry and equipment and other electronics, yeah, it's just a regular break in, but they know exactly what they were looking for. So I don't know what else to say, but just don't steal. Don't do this. Come on. Just earn your keep like everyone else. Now, I assume that the investigators or the authorities are just gonna go onto eBay because no one's getting. It's not like this guy has a family of 1,000 people, and then there's or like 2,100 people, or was it 2,810? Yeah, almost 3,000 people in the family. Like, hey, everyone here's gonna switch to. No, it's meant to be sold. So obviously they're going to take a very close look at eBay and any other app or website where they sell any items, basically. But if these criminals were have any type of intelligence, they would sell locally. But even still, Nintendo has serial numbers on these things. This isn't like 30 years ago where there's something stolen and that's it. The serial numbers play an integral part in recovering stolen items. It's a shame it's not like the Apple products where you steal an Apple phone from a store and then the alarm goes off and then it's just utter mayhem. You can't even use the phone until it's returned to the store. So maybe they did something like that with the Switch 2s. If it's stolen, they know it's stolen, they have the serial numbers, then they cannot be connected, they cannot be activated. We'll see. But anyways, those are my thoughts regarding this. I find it very, very peculiar that they're doing this. But again, these times, people do crazy things, right? So, anyways, that's it for me. That's the end. If you want more videos, please let me know. You know what to do. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, what are your thoughts on this? I want to know what you guys think about this. Is it stupid? Would you be part of something like this? Maybe not Switch 2, but hey, PlayStation 6 is coming in a year or two, so you're gonna do that. You're gonna do a Vin Diesel and rob a truck, right? Of PlayStation 6s or whatever you feel is necessary to be stolen. But anyways, yeah. So that's it for me. Stay frosty and Godspeed.